Okay.
Wait, did we introduce Christian?
We're doing that in the intro.
Oh, okay.
So we did. There's that.
So now you're going to have to cut that out. I literally said that before I started recording.
Sorry, I was trying to get this started.
Blooper. This is a blooper.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Well, come on, everybody, and let's get together tonight.
We have feelings.
Like gingers, they don't have soul.
That's racism. We're gonna have to cut that out.
It's a stereotype.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold up. I'm gonna just take this off because it's kind of getting an echo when Christian speaks. Okay, Christian, start talking.
Oh, is it human?
Yeah.
Human.
Caleb, you in there too?
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Is
We're
it
good
picking you guys up fine now?
It was working. It just had this small like robot echo, like it was chopped.
I am robot.
Sorry. Continue about
Hear me
spaghetti.
beep,
Other stuff like
beep.
that.
About spaghetti. Go ahead, continue.
All right, Gabe.
All right, just to start off today's episode, I have something that I want to say, and I'm pretty sure all you guys are in agreement. One of the producers for our podcast, Ryan Elliott, he recently left the position here at the college to be with his family in California. Personally, I was super sad about this when I heard the news, and I just want to know what you guys think about it.
I'm really sad. I'm gonna miss you, Ryan.
I'm pretty sad too, even though I only met you like once. It's okay, I'm still sad.
Well, honestly, he was one of our producers in the episode when we got started. When I had the idea of this podcast, I gave it to Ms. Schonkirk, and she said the best person you need to talk to is Ryan Elliott. And that's when I met him, and he was on board the first meeting that we had. And so I think that because he was on board, he was the one that kind of pushed it to the vice president and the president of the of school of the Redlands Community College. Be more specific. And I think without him, I don't think we would have gone this far so soon. And so I guess on all of us, we want to say thank you, Ryan.
Definitely. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, that was going to be my next thing I was going to say, but
Ryan, you're awesome.
I just want to give him that shout out and thank him for everything and wish him the best of luck. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, now for the actual episode, I want to discuss money management and budgeting today. You know, as a college student, I definitely know how difficult it can be when it comes to handling money. A lot of times, I've been really desperate for money and needed more money in my bank account.
How desperate, Gabe?
Not desperate that I would do anything for it. I'm just saying desperate that I needed it in a really bad situation.
By the way, Gabe, you owe me $20.
I don't owe you anything.
You owe me 50, Gabe.
You owe me probably more than 50, so
That's very true.
we're not going there.
Yeah. Let's forget about that then.
Yeah. You know, the things I need money for could be very simple, just from fixing my car to bills I need to be paid, even just putting gas in my car. So I just want to go over a few things today to help reduce the unnecessary spending, but also things that could help save money for when that rainy day comes around. And before I start talking about what I've learned about this topic, I want to hear your guys' opinion on it. So Kylie, ladies first. We'll start with you.
So we're talking about cutting like unnecessary spending,
Right.
Okay. So I like to shop like a lot because girls. Anyway.
Yes.
So
I know, girls.
We know of them.
Yeah.
I think coupons like that. Everybody is like, oh, those are for old ladies. No. Do you understand how much money I save by using coupons?
Online
a lot.
How much money?
Online coupons are the greatest thing.
Is it that Groupon?
Well, yesterday I got $47.60 taken off of my straightener that I ordered online, so I was saving big bucks. 47 of them to be exact.
Where do you get the coupons?
Online. That's where I get all mine. Retail Me Not's pretty good.
Like
I'm just letting y'all know.
a lot of Retail Me Not, and a lot of times, let's say, like I know that a lot of people like shop at Kohl's.
Mm-hmm.
You can go online and just say, you go to Kohl's website and they'll have coupons just available. If you spend $20, you save a percentage, and you show it to the cashier and they'll scan it or type in the number for it, and you save money.
For real, and take no shame in the sales rack because you can get like your coupons count for sale rack stuff too sometimes. So you can save double what you would usually spend. It's awesome.
I very rarely get things that aren't on the sale rack.
The clearance rack is the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Well,
It's cheap.
But then
Pretty
again,
good.
we're men, so.
true.
And we don't care.
Well, like my straightener was $120, so to take $47 off of that, I was pretty happy
That's
about it.
pretty good.
I could
I was-
buy
I
a
was pretty
whole
happy.
wardrobe with that
You still bought
money.
a $70 straightener?
Hey, I like to have shiny, flawless hair. Okay, yes.
I could buy half a wardrobe with that.
I could buy like 3 pairs of jeans with that.
Yeah.
Jeans are expensive, guys. You know that? I
do
went
know that.
I went shopping for jeans a couple weeks ago. It was like $20 a pair.
Hey guys, I have
20
something.
bucks?
No, okay, no, it was.
What?
It was no, it
Those
was
are cheap.
It was like $35 a pair. I
Did
low
you buy them at Walmart?
No,
I got some pretty good jeans at Walmart not too long
I
ago.
went to Kohl's and they were $35.99 and they were 20% off or something like that. I was like buying this.
Best part about being a girl, leggings are $5.
I'm buying some
Best
leggings.
thing about being a guy, leggings are $5.
So now that Kylie said her thing, Christian, what do you do to
Save money?
help cut unnecessary spending?
Don't go out to eat. Ever. That is not a good idea.
Why you look at your phone?
Because I have my notes pulled up on my phone because I made notes for the episode because I like to know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, so don't go out to eat ever.
Well,
Not even like a little bit because sometimes like Chick-fil-A.
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's either a necessity because you're just too far away from home, or you're going out with friends. But don't
What are
go out to
friends?
eat on a regular basis.
What?
What are friends?
Kylie, I know you don't know what friends
I don't
are.
have that problem, guys.
They're the humans that you hang out with
Oh.
whenever you're lonely.
So my dog.
I said humans.
He did say
And?
he didn't say companions that you hang out with.
Dogs are humans too.
Thank you, Caleb.
Okay, now Caleb, what do you do to cut some spending? Guys, he does it. Okay, he just spends all his money all the time.
Let me tell you a story.
Oh, here we
Oh
go.
god.
So, I wrecked my car a few months ago.
Months.
Okay, it was beginning of February.
It was no, probably January. It was probably January.
Okay,
You
yeah,
can
yeah,
play this
yeah.
like last month.
Beginning of January, and I hit my car on the corner, like front bumper, and the light is gone.
The whole headlight,
Whole headlight.
the whole section was gone. He took a chunk out of his rim.
I got pulled over about 3 times already. I have not gotten a ticker.
Ticker?
A ticker?
I'm not getting a ticket. 'Cause it's weird.
You haven't gotten a ticket
Yeah.
because they feel bad for you because your
Right.
car's busted.
Mhm.
So you wrecked your car.
Damn,
and
what is wrong
now
with me?
you're trying
The
to
room!
you're trying to save money by not fixing your car.
Yes, and so I have not saved any money to buy any. I'm waiting for my taxes, and I haven't got my taxes yet.
Oh, I got mine like last month.
I get
I still haven't got mine.
I get a pretty good amount of like.
Do you guys have somebody do your taxes or do you do them online?
This is the first time my parents asked me, like, hey, you want?
This is the
a
first time I've
partner
ever
of
done
mine
mine
to do
too.
the taxes. Yeah.
I,
But-
u- I use TurboTax.
So do I.
I'm gonna use
And
TurboTax for the
I
first
owe
time.
$30 to the government.
Nice.
Dude, you didn't make that much.
Oh.
Did you make a lot or? Did you
I
not-
made exactly the same as I did last year, and since I worked for a theater instead of for an oil company this year,
Uh-huh.
they took out a lot less in taxes.
So you didn't pay as much in, so you
Yeah.
still owe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Caleb, back to
I'm
your.
ready. I'm sorry. I'm ready now. Okay, so I wrecked my car, and I haven't paid a dime on fixing it. I'm gonna fix it this week. Promise, I'm gonna fix it this week. But I haven't done anything, and I just stay home, and I don't do anything. I play PlayStation, and I try not to spend any money.
So you don't have to spend money when you go out with your friends either.
Exactly.
So
Except, hey, and I do have to say something about the restaurant thing. If you see a really nice hamburger slider on commercial for a Chili's hamburger slider, I will say that you're gonna have to go out there and buy a hamburger slider.
All right, so what I'm getting from this
He
is
really loves
I love
hamburger
those
sliders.
things.
when you
Yep.
say saving from unnecessary spending, it means not fixing your car.
Which is actually necessary for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well,
I'm just saying that
I'm
I'm awful at this.
what-
I'm really excited about this episode because I need to learn so much about
What-
how
what
to
I'm-
save money because I cannot.
And
save
this is
a
why I
dime.
wanted to talk about it today, because cutting unnecessary spending to help have more money for necessary spending,
Like
which,
your car.
like fixing your car, Caleb.
Because I mean, it's not like I don't just I want that and I'll just buy it. I actually have I have bills, and those bills rack up. My rent, my phone, my insurance, all that stuff. I mean, at the end of my paycheck, I only have like $100 for 2 weeks, and then I have to pay for gas and other stuff like that. So I mean, I'm not gonna be able to buy a headlight, and so I'm excited for this episode because maybe there are some tips that I'm missing that would be helpful to me, so I can actually buy that headlight sooner.
I've got one more really easy tip. Live with your parents until you're out of college.
I still do that and I pay for rent, so
Retweet. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I don't
said-
pay rent.
Yeah.
Well, I save.
I
Okay,
don't either.
not everyone's you, and yet stuff.
Yep.
Hi, Christian. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I don't pay rent either. I live with my parents still.
Okay, that's exactly what we're
I'm
talking
saying
about.
you don't live with your
Yeah.
parents though.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
thought you said.
I live
No.
with my mom.
Oh man, I thought you lived all by yourself.
No, that would be
With
even
her
more
mom.
lonely with my dog. Me and my dog chilling.
I'm so sorry, Kylie. I
See, her
misunderstood-
mother is her best friend.
All these conversations I've had with you, I've been misled, or maybe I just misunderstood. So my bad.
No, my parents aren't. So like, my dad lives in Moore and my mom lives here.
Uh
So
huh.
I live with my mom.
And okay, I don't know. My bad.
All right. Well, we've been friends since last semester, and you didn't know that I lived with my mom. So
I'm
See,
really-
I know just
see-
as much as
But
you
see,
do now.
you've been saying you live in El Reno, and I thought you meant by yourself in a dorm,
no, I
or
do not
or,
live
in,
in a
or,
dorm.
or an apartment, or whatever.
I do live in one of those, but
I did
not.
not know it was with your
on
mom.
my
I
own.
thought it was either with you by yourself or you with a roommate. I'm sorry, I did not know
I
that.
don't have friends, so I couldn't find.
I never
roommates.
asked you who you were living with, so I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Gabe.
But now that I feel like a jerk,
you didn't sound that bad.
I know.
It's okay.
okay.
Don't kick yourself too hard.
Anyway, I like all your answers. They're all pretty good. I
Yeah.
especially like the living with your parents thing. Saves a lot of money.
Actually,
Yes,
that's not
it
true
does.
because I pay rent. I still live with my parents.
But you didn't pay rent for a while. Hey, but see, since I haven't had to pay rent, my car is going to be paid off tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, applause for Gabe there.
I only had a year and a half. It's already paid off, guys. Oh, thank you. Okay.
And now college debt.
Yeah. Okay. So all these pretty good answers. You guys covered a lot of things that I wanted to talk about. But I'm going to mention a few other things. And most of this information that I'm getting and I'm going to talk about is coming from Professor Simpson, a professor of business here at Redlands. I asked him several questions, and I got his professional opinion about how to properly handle your money. Okay. One of the first things he was telling me was to cut unnecessary spending, you need to track the spending over a couple months and see where your money's going. And the easiest thing to do that is just keep your receipts for a couple months and then record them in different categories. A good example: spending for school, bills, food, etc. Then you can look at areas where you can cut the spending. You know, for college students, that's pretty much eating out. And he pointed out that people like to go to Starbucks all the time, and that's so true though. Because how many college kids go to Starbucks? Starbucks is pretty solid. So.
Wait, where's that place? What's that
Iron
place
Tree?
called? Iron
Iron
Tree. Yeah.
Okay, that's Redland students, but I'm saying most normal college students. Anyway,
Okay.
so he was saying, you know, that's a big one. Cut your eating out a lot. You know, cut unnecessary spending in those categories.
Are we gonna starve?
But you
Because I don't eat very much.
Sorry, I'm like, wait, what?
No,
What did you just say?
what did I just say?
You told people
Cut out
to
our
stop
eating.
eating out.
And he said, "Don't eat that much." So you're pretty much
like,
just like,
stop eating.
you eat rice and that's it.
I meant to say
Ramen noodles.
don't eat out that much. I'm saying. Well, I'm gonna read what he was talking about.
Okay.
Instead of eating out every day for lunch, make your own lunch. This is a huge area where you can cut the spending and save money.
See, I've tried that so many times, and
Okay, the thing to
I
do.
get too lazy.
I bring salad every day.
Probably should do
It's
that.
like eating grass.
What I
do
try
it.
and do is instead of going out to eat like food somewhere, I'll actually go get ingredients and make food at home.
Because you can make a bigger meal for cheaper.
Yeah.
Mostly.
And
Sometimes.
like if you
sometimes.
if you like meal prep for the week, like that one time when I made that stuff. Remember when y'all went to lunch and then I had to eat like my
Your rabbit food.
yeah.
Rabbit food.
Anyway,
your
But it doesn't
salad-
have to be rabbit food. Like you have Pinterest, right?
I do have Pinterest.
Yo, listeners, download Pinterest. It's pretty cool.
You want some
Yeah.
good food ideas? Head to Pinterest.
Yeah. So
I don't
you
have
can
Pinterest, just so everyone knows.
you can make
But I
like
did make some stuff that like those sandwiches.
With the basil and
Yes.
well, a lot of that stuff like you can put in Tupperware containers and put it in the fridge,
Yep.
and then you
Yeah.
could reheat it for lunch.
Mhm.
So once you make it, like if you make it for dinner and you have leftovers, you don't even have to make it again. You just put it in the microwave and
Mhm.
eat it.
Like my family, especially me and my dad, like to cook. One of the big things is spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
And-
Oh my gosh, fave food.
So it's about $3 for hamburger meat, about
Depends.
$1 for spaghetti, noodles, and like maybe $3 for sauce. And then you just add water to each of those.
And then maybe some
you've-
Parmesan, which
Yeah.
is not anything.
And you've got spaghetti, and if it's only you, that's going to last you a while.
leftover
Does
spaghetti.
your family
is-
cook for an army? Because every time we have spaghetti, we have enough spaghetti left over. To, like
Oh
I
my
could feed all of
gosh.
y'all 4 times.
Spaghetti leftovers is
Well,
the greatest. It's like a whole week's worth
The
of spaghetti.
thing with
Have
my
some in my fridge
family
right now if
is
you want
that we'll use a pound of hamburger meat and a thing of noodles,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll have maybe enough for 2 people at the end of it. But it's a lot of food. We just eat
Okay,
A lot
when
of
he's
food.
talking about the two people that are eating it consume a lot. So
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, we eat a lot, but if it wasn't me and my gigantic dad, you know, okay, I mean, I'm 6'1", he's 6'5", and we're both over 200 pounds, so we eat a lot of food.
Fair enough.
So if it was a normal human being, you'd have leftovers for days.
Yeah, my mom usually, like, when she makes a big pot, it's just me, her, and my dad. I typically eat twice as much spaghetti as they both eat, but we still have a lot left over because my mom will do the entire package, like the 2.5-pound package of meat, 2 packages of noodles, 2 jars of sauce. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I have it like 2 or 3 days afterwards, and I'm like, yes, every time. It's,
And spaghetti's one of those things that it gets better the longer it sits.
yes, I agree with that. Like the
Yeah.
second night
I'm gonna
spaghetti,
have to go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
second night spaghetti is. That's what I was saying. Leftover spaghetti is
Like,
freaking
triple
tastic.
reheated spaghetti is probably the best thing you will find.
Okay, so this is
What's
weird.
wrong with you?
I don't
sounds
like-
awful.
I don't like reheating the noodles. I hate that. Like I would just rather make
Yeah.
new noodles, but the sauce is so much better the
Yes.
longer it sits.
Okay.
All the
yeah.
meat is too. So
See-
I feel like the meat is.
By the end, like, so we'll make them separate, obviously, but
When storing, you put it together.
halfway through dinner, yeah, we just mix it together because we're not gonna eat any of it separately. So why store it separately?
So now we're talking about. I really didn't mean like just don't eat, guys. I meant just don't eat out as much. And if you eat out, try to don't spend don't have a $1,000 meal. Okay, I mean it's not that hard.
You guys
Yeah, like go to
afford that?
Burger King.
$1,000
Be
meal.
quiet, Kylie. I was
Hey.
kidding.
I've been living off like $70 for the past 3 weeks.
Okay.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, I lost my job back in mid-December, and I'm now going to start working this Friday. So
Where do you work?
I've been living from $150. I think I'm down to like 20 or 30 now.
Anyone need money handling? Talk to Christian. He knows how to survive.
No, I've been buying cigarettes and nothing else.
All right.
Don't ask me how to survive because I have been doing bad.
Okay.
I've been surviving off of cigarette rations for 3 weeks.
I mean, I've been living at my mom's, so the food isn't a problem for me, but like personal spending that's all I've been spending personal money on.
Okay, well now that we've talked about how to cut unnecessary spending, I want to talk about good ways to save money. reducing the amount of money you spend isn't necessarily saving. Saving is what you put off to the side and leave there and not be touched.
So save $1,000, put it in a shoebox, and bury it in your backyard.
If that's how you want to do it to make sure you don't spend it, sure. Because, man, I'm kind of lazy and I wouldn't want to go, oh, man, I really need some money. Oh, I'm not going to go dig
If
it
I'm
up.
that desperate, I'd be like,
I'll just starve.
scraping the ground.
Okay.
To get money.
So, what do you guys do to actually save?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't save. I wish I did, but I didn't.
Okay, Caleb, you're excluded from this part.
Yeah.
What do you guys do to save?
I'm learning here.
I'll be honest, so my savings account usually only has $200 in it
Mm-hmm.
because I get more interest out of my checking account. So I keep as much money as I can in there, so I get the most interest off it.
That's smart.
But that's the only real thing I do to save, and then not spending money.
Well, what I do is I don't have a savings account. I just have 2 checking accounts, which sounds stupid, but I do. And so one checking account is my primary spending. It's what I do all my spending on. And every week I'll put my paycheck in there, but I'll take between $25 and $60 somewhere in there. It just depends on how big the check is that week. And I'll go put it in my other checking account. So that way it just keeps racking up and racking up. So if I'm really low in my normal account, I'll spend money in my backup checking account.
Are you texting, Kylie?
No, I'm trying. Okay, so I have. Look, when it gets to me, I'm trying to figure out why this isn't working. Cause
She's trying to get on her.
it has I have a
account.
logical thing that I was going to show you.
She's trying to get
guys,
on her account, guys.
but it's not working.
Legitimately.
Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
She was using a.
You were
Mint.
very quiet.
No, she was on Mint.
Do you know what that is?
I
Right,
have.
I
I
have
have,
Mint.
the
Okay,
app.
that's what I was going to say. I was going to talk about that, but mine isn't
Mint was-
working right now.
I used it for a long time, and it just got out of hand. It
Yeah,
was
it
really
sends me
hard for me to use
notifications.
it.
It's like your spending is over the budget for this month.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. It's not going down.
Just for okay, Kylie, I'm sorry if you want to talk about Mint.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so Mint, what it is if it connects, it's an app that connects to your phone and it connects to your banking accounts, and it tells you what you're spending
In what categories?
and the categories. It's under like food, entertainment, and it tells you how much you're spending on those categories.
It's just like what Professor Simpson said you should do. Take everything you spend and keep the receipts. This is kind of a way to cheat and not have to keep all those receipts.
It was a lot easier for me to understand what I'm spending.
But at the same time, I mean, it shows you exactly what you're spending, but it also makes me really mad at myself because I realize how much I'm spending a certain category. Like, food is just astronomical. I eat so much food,
Yeah.
and I hate myself sometimes for how much money I spend. Not just mean food. Food's delicious, but it's the amount of money I'm spending on the food.
Well, the beginning of last month, I checked my bank account,
Mhm.
and I just asked him to print out the past 3 months of what I've been spending and what I've been paying for, and it was very surprising. And if people like me are having trouble, like saving money, check your bank account and see what you're actually spending, because you'll be surprised that you're actually spending $50 to possibly $100 in just food or entertainment. Because I spend about $50 a week in food alone, and I was pretty surprised because I should only be spending like $10 to $20. Right?
I mean, I don't know.
It really depends on what you're doing.
And it also
Yeah.
depends, it also depends on the situation. Like, if you live at home with someone that makes food, maybe not spend as much. But if you're a person that you're working a lot, you're not home to eat. Like, I work at a place where there's delicious fried food.
Well, I'm not
Okay.
talking
But
about just
do you
food.
have, like,
Let me rephrase. Not just food, but fast food and restaurants. I spent a lot of money on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And does your work have a fridge that you can keep, like an employee fridge that
I could, yeah.
people...
I could, but I just...
Yeah.
typically an employee fridge is the back dairy freezer.
Dairy cooler, yeah.
Yeah.
But and I have done that a few times, and that's a good way to help save money. I'm just saying it's something like that. Like, I'm not home.
It's just easier.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Kyla, what do you do to save?
I have my, I don't know. I have a lot of money in my savings account that I put there myself.
Gosh, she told me this morning, and I was like,
I'm not going to say it publicly right now because I don't want users to
my
follow me to my house and try to kill me.
goodness.
So I have a lot of money in there because I've been saving since I was like Well, only since my freshman year here, so
That's still pretty
There's
good.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, you do relatively well as far as how much you work and stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so tell us what's your secret on how to save.
So it's hard for me because I give money to my church. Also, tithing is real important if you're religious. If you're not, don't worry about what I just said. It doesn't apply to you.
I'm religious.
Oh, wait,
I
what?
don't tithe.
No pot of you?
It don't apply to you. What?
No pot of you.
In no part of you.
So then you just take like a percentage of your money or an amount of money, whatever, and just put it back. Because like I get like $600 paychecks a month, and I don't need $600 a month. Like personally, I don't, because I don't have enough stuff to pay for that
Because
requires
you don't have
me.
bills or anything, do you?
Yeah, I don't pay for my phone bill or anything like that either. Sorry, I have a nice life going on over
Yeah,
here.
honestly, I'm getting a little jealous.
I am
over
too.
her.
My car. Oh, it's gonna be
See, yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough, like, all I have to pay is my phone bill, but at the same time, my phone bill is expensive.
Yup.
Especially if you have a small data plan and you just keep racking it up on the data. Oh, man.
Is that what you do?
Oh, dude, it's like $10 for every gig I use. Like, I have a 2 gigabyte plan, and a lot of times
2 gigs, I can't imagine that. I have 15
my god,
gigs.
I know.
I have
Yeah.
I have 4 and then it slows down.
See,
I
that's the
have 10,
thing, guys.
but I
That's-
share with my sister.
You guys have a lot. I have 2 gigs, and a lot of times my Wi-Fi is so slow at my house that I can't do stuff on my phone. So I'll be using it,
So
and
you'll
it'll just rack up, and I'm like, and
Yeah.
it'll be like you use 90% of your data, and I have 15 days left. I'm like, what? I'm like, I have half a month left. So now that's when I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'll just pay $10 extra this month.
And how much is your plan? Because
I don't know.
I
don't pay for my actual cell phone. The only time I pay
Oh.
for it is when I go over, which I usually give my parents $10 to $20 a month.
AT&T?
Yeah. Because we have a big 5 phone plan, so
Yeah.
like that's why my gigs are so small.
Well, I mean, you might be able to ask them if you can raise yours. I'm sure it'll be less than $10 a month.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
cheaper if you add more gigabytes instead of going over.
Yeah, I know.
I
Anyway.
would definitely check
Suggest
into
that, yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Also, I don't know what bank you guys use, but I have mine set up to where I get text messages every day that tells me if there's been a deposit or a withdrawal, or if I've
Oh.
used my credit card or my debit card at all, or if
I have that, but I have mine set up to where it's a deposit or withdrawal of a certain amount. Like if it's
I
above.
just have mine in general because
Yeah, like I mean, because I don't
my
want.
friend got robbed one time, so
See, I don't have that, but with my bank, if I use my card 10 times a month and I have something direct deposit into it, then I get like 3 times the
data.
the interest at the end of the month
Mhm.
as I do in my savings account. And that's the only reason I keep it in my checking rather
Okay.
than because I get like 2% or more in my checking account.
Well, I think saving is super important, and so now that we discussed some things that we do, I want to talk about what Professor Simpson talked to me about.